where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by BetOnline.AG, Balance 7, and PlayActionPools.com. It's that time of the year again, and all eyes are now turning to football as teams are back on the gridiron to start the football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for all the pro and college sports action this season. Get all the updated odds, props, and contests, including online's biggest $500,000 NFL mega contest, the world's largest $200,000 NFL Survivor contest, open now at BetOnline. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 100% welcome bonus. Take advantage of their opening day super promo. Make a bet on the Thursday, September 9th season opener between the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. And if you lose, your wager will be refunded up to $25 for new customers only when signing up and using promo code NFL100. BetOnline is the safest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. So, I don't know if you've heard, but apparently former NBA player Lamar Odom may be returning to professional basketball in Spain soon. I was reading a press release about how he started taking a pH balancing alkaline supplement called Balance 7, and that's what has helped him bounce back from his hospitalization in 2015. He even said, "I have an enormous amount of energy, which is good for me. It's important when working out. I always need energy to level up." I couldn't agree more with Lamar. And after watching him fight Aaron Carter in July's celebrity boxing match, I think it's safe to say that Balance 7 is working for him. Cool thing is, we've got a promotion running with Balance 7 right now, where if you go to their website, balance7.com, and use the code BELIEVE, BLEAV, at checkout, you'll receive a free 4-ounce bottle of My Smooth Skin with any purchase of Balance 7 products. That product retails at $13.99. So I'd say it's pretty worth it. Again, head to balance7.com and use the code BLEAV at checkout to get in on the promotion. I know I will. If it worked for him, I think it can work for you too. Welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns with co-host former tight end Jason Dunn and former cornerback Eric Warfield. And today we have a special guest, our first ever opposition guest. We have former Baltimore Ravens receiver and Oklahoma Sooners receiver Mark Clayton and St. Louis Rams as well. Mark, how you doing, buddy?
Great, man. How you doing?
We're good, man. We're good. It's awesome to have you on. We've been talking about getting a player from the opposition on to come on, kind of gives the point of view from the other side, from the other sideline. So it's great to have you, man.
Yeah. You know the crazy thing about it is Mark's team, Baltimore, is playing my Chiefs. His college team, Oklahoma's playing my college team, Nebraska, this weekend. So
that's crazy.
I'm hoping to get the upper hand, but I kind of got a feeling we're going to break even. Like one of my teams is going to get a win this weekend.
That's crazy.
Y'all ain't got nothing going on this right now? I mean, shoot, you got two teams.
We need to.
That's two opportunities.
I mean, we live right now. We can make a bet right now.
We can make it right now. I'm with it.
Nice
I'm with
gentleman
it.
bet. Nice gentleman bet. Right.
What we on?
Hold on. What's the spread on the Nebraska game?
22. Oklahoma's favored by 22.
Oh,
right?
damn. Okay.
Take the points.
I'll take 20 on the spread.
Done. How much?
Then the KC, Baltimore?
That's 3.5.
Woo! Okay. It's a bounce back game for us. Y'all feeling all good and stuff, and coming on in there.
So you take the win, or you taking the spread?
I'm taking the win.
Oh,
money line. All right.
Okay.
I'll say, yeah. I'll take the win. I'll take the dub.
All right.
Straight up.
All right.
How much on it?
You call it.
Oh,
Bet 100.
100 bet it is.
100 apiece.
there you go.
Yeah.
So,
100 apiece.
for both?
But 100 on, 200. 100 on one, 100 on the other.
Damn, I know Nebraska makes Spain, but I'm gonna take it though. Let's do it.
Bet.
And you ain't got no faith in Nebraska, D?
Thanks for your donation. Thanks for your donation.
Right.
My heart is 100% in it, but my brain is telling me I'm making a bad decision.
Yeah. 20. Yeah. You're good. I don't know. We'll see.
But hold on, we bet on
hope
the
y'all don't come
spread
out
for the
trying
Nebraska,
to run and control the clock and stuff. Huh? That's what I said. The 20. We got 20. What is it? 20? 22?
22, yeah.
Yeah, so we're betting on the
22.
spread on that, but then it's at your place, so it's at home, so y'all should cover easy. But then the KC game, KC is a win-win.
Win-win. I'm just hoping y'all don't come in trying to run the ball, control the clock. Just try to keep our offense off the field, like muck it up. Nah, that's some bullshit.
We good. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to it. So our first concern tonight, it's obviously what are your week one takeaways? Obviously, me and JD and he were texting in our group message, and we kind of thought the game was over between the Chiefs and Browns. We both we were all like, okay, it's kind of done. And then obviously the fumble happened, and then the 70-yard touchdown happened to Tyreek, and obviously we came back winning 33-29. What were your takeaways from that game?
One. Kansas City is fucking explosive. Like, it was just like that, like, boom. And then, whoop, Tyreek, 75. Like, what? And in my mind, I was like, if they score pretty quick, they're still good. Very next play was a 75-yard touchdown. It's like, damn. And I was going out the door to golf, actually. And I was like, well, wait, let me just see a couple plays and I'll take. And then one hit, I was like, wow, that's amazing. Because Cleveland was manhandling them. They were controlling that game. Like, and that's why I'm sure you guys was, this is over. Because they can run the ball really well. And so, man, gosh, Kansas City is so explosive. And it sucks because Cleveland had the perfect game plan. If a team is going to beat Kansas City, and they were executing on it. Like, that's how you do it. If you can't go, toe-to-toe and touchdown for touchdown, that's exactly how you do it. And they were executing it. And unfortunately, there's an error, which, when you play control ball, your margin for error it sucks because you can't mess up and give those guys opportunities like that. And they did, and they took advantage of it. And so it was awesome to see. Those are two really good teams that will definitely be there down the stretch. So that was the best game to me, apart from the Baltimore-Oakland game.
Oh, I agree, and I like Cleveland's game plan. All the hype that I thought that Clowney was going to bring to the team, I didn't see it. Right now he's just a name on a piece of paper. As I said last week, like Clowney been known to be a headhunter, but for the last few years, he has no stats to say he's this big name guy that he's supposed to be. Myles Garrett is the guy on that team, and he proves it. But the game plan that Cleveland came out with was, smack that in the mouth, run the ball, pass the ball, take advantage of weak points. And I was surprised that Odell didn't play, but I don't know if it would have made a difference. I can't say that it would have made a difference because they had the advantage throughout most of the game, though. So, if we add Tyrann Mathieu, does that, kind of balance out things because we got a playmaker back in our secondary to help, some of those long passes and some of those trick plays. But yeah, game changer. As you say, you can't let off take your foot off the gas pedal when you're playing the Chiefs because we've seen it many times. They've been down and they just find a way to put up points quick, like real quick.
And Cleveland went up 8-0.
Yeah. And so, to me, I didn't really worry too much about it, right? Because we know when you get in a situational, offensively, you're going to run the football. So the defense knows, like, well, look, now what you're going to do is, you got to come in and start punching at the ball a little bit more, right? Try to put the helmet on the football. At those times, in those moments, it's like, look, now they're trying to run bully ball, keep running the clock so we don't, get out of Patrick's hand. But like you said before, we've been in this position before, just, scoring quick, being down. And so I've always said this, one of the factors is always going to be the crowd. Playing it in Arrowhead is a tough place to play. I mean, it's a hard place to play. And so when you have that energy, being the home team, you know, the crowd's gonna keep you in it. You know, they're gonna constantly push, you know, for you to, you know, come on, let's do this. And it just happened to happen. But also what you've seen was, you know, when you look at a football game, you need a series of things to happen. And so it happened for him, right? You get the fumble. Right. Then you needed, you know, Chris to make the, you know, a quarterback sack, right? And you start seeing these things. Because, you know, we know it's as football players and again, fans too. It's like, look, we need it right here to happen at this moment. And it did. Yeah. So they just completely took advantage of it. And sometimes offensively, and Mark knows this too, when you sometimes put the ball in your hands running the football, you start squeezing it tight. You start worrying about like, oh, shoot, man, I hope I don't fumble. And guess what? Next thing you know, here comes the football. But look, we had 3 of our guys out on defense, right? No doubt about it. So, I mean, it was a major factor.
Big time. It matters.
And huge. We talking about the general of the defense who's putting everybody in position. It changes things. But, you know, as far as like running the football, man, up and down on the field, that was the factor of the guys not being in the game. Now, we could say offensively, what do? Look, you got your 2 guys, Tyreek and you got Kelsey, right? You lean on them. Like you just sit there and say, look, if I'm Patrick threw that ball up and he knew if I throw that ball up to Tyreek's going to make a play. In that wide open field like that, yeah, come on now. He's going to be able to manipulate his body to go get the ball some way, somehow. You know, you already got you starting safety out, right? Who gets ejected? That's a whole different question. You know.
Oh, that was wild.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that was wild.
Yeah. So everything just kind of happened. So I didn't really worry about it too much, especially when there's certain guys that you know, if you give them time on the clock, they got a chance and opportunity. And so Kansas City's just those teams. You got their time still left in the game, they're gonna be good. So that's why I was with it at that moment. I'm not. So, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm interested to know from you guys when y'all look at KC's schedule, who are they losing to?
So for me to look at the schedule and see how we got past Cleveland, I don't see anybody we lose to. I mean, if we lose, we have to go out and play it bad. We got to go out there and give it away. You know, just things just aren't clicking.
Mistakes, turnovers. Yeah. So defense, coverage.
Now, am I going to easily sit up here and say we're going to go 17-0? No. I mean, I would love for it to happen, but I hate for it to be that, you know, that caught up in the moment of that's the most important part is going 17-0. No, the most important part is winning the Super Bowl. You know, we can take a loss here, we can take a loss there. You know, if we got to risk, you know, saving some people to keep them from injuries, I'm all for it. You know, but if we just wind up winning week after week after week after week, and we find ourselves in game 17 and we're undefeated, you know, we got the opportunity to win it, we win it. But the ultimate goal here for me, for the squad is to win the Super Bowl, is not to go 17-0.
Yeah. And the way I'm looking at it, I'm just looking at the schedule right now. And so what we know is, man, every week's going to be a hard game. I don't care who it is you play. Ain't nobody just chopped liver in the NFL right now. And so defensively, you look at Buffalo's going to come in hard, right? Washington's got a great defense too, you know. That's going to give you the challenge as far as like, you know, good defenses to kind of do what they do, right?
Right.
And so other than that, in Dallas looked good. Dallas looked good. So, I mean, any Sunday things can be up. But like you said, if you're just playing on all cylinders, then you're thinking, well, shoot, they're pretty much, I mean, top contender. It's going to be hard to beat them, especially if everybody's staying healthy and everybody, you know, running, like I said before, high capacity. It's going to be hard to beat them. But, I mean, teams are going to come in and challenge you, man. I mean, when you at the pinnacle, teams are always going to challenge you. It's always one of those get-up games like this team was in the Super Bowl last year. Hey, that's
no doubt.
That's everybody's Super Bowl. Every week you play them.
My homes alone, like, I'm about to get. We fit to get this nigga.
That's right.
But again, on JD, if I look at the schedule, I can look at all the 31 other teams. Right now, I say Kansas City's better than all those teams. I can look and say that.
Right
now, going through the season again, I'm gonna look at this schedule and say, yeah, we're better than you, we're better than you, we're better than you. We might end up losing to you, but that doesn't define our season, it defines who we are as a squad.
Right.
But again, am I gonna look at the schedule and say, oh, we're gonna lose to you? No, we're not. I can't look at the schedule and say we can lose to anybody. I don't think there's anybody on that team on that schedule that could represent in a Super Bowl outside of us.
The division in itself, man, is a tough division. You know what I mean?
I'm not arguing that.
Right.
I get that. They're not better than us, though. I can't sit and say that they can beat us.
Yeah.
Right. I agree. On paper, like when you're just looking at it, but not like, divisional games, you know how that is, man. Shoot, you got Denver, Bridgewater's playing, he's playing lights out. I like Bridgewater. He's another quarterback, man, I like a lot. Yeah. Then you're talking about, Vegas, when they come in, it's always going to be a hard game with the Raiders, man.
Those are the most important ones because those are the ones that declare the division and who goes on to represent.
Right. And you play them twice. And it's hard to beat a team twice. It's hard to beat a team twice in the year. So.
Oh, yeah.
Of the division, I think the Chargers probably for us. I mean, Herbert's first game last year against us, they took us to overtime. We won that game, but that was his first start. And I was watching that Redskin game or the Washington football team game. That was a pretty. They played him pretty good that game. I mean, Herbert looked amazing. The new offense was kind of it was flowed. It looked like a midseason form, but we'll see.
Y'all gonna take 1-0 to them.
Yeah, I think I can definitely see that happen.
It'll be a split because they actually have a good defense. Well, they're gonna get out the Pat.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna bet you 50 now. We don't lose one of them. So,
bet that. Yep, we're 250 in. Bet.
I think he's just trying to cover his pride bets.
His Vegas. He's trying to cover his Huskers.
Right.
They're gonna try to make up.
Right.
Yeah, I know what all it's gonna be. That's golf money.
What's that?
This money that I'm about to get from you.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks. I love it.
So our next concern kind of ties into the Raiders. So after seeing the Chiefs and Ravens play probably two of the best games of the weekend, I think the Monday night game eclipsed the Chiefs game a little bit, just by they had the whole overtime and the pick on the goal line and all that stuff. Of those games of the Chiefs and Ravens that we saw, what are some of the most glaring weaknesses that must get figured out by the Chiefs and the Ravens if they do want to be a contending team going as the season goes along?
Man, off the top of my head for the Ravens, it really is Lamar fumbles. Simple. Like, you can't, it's not possible. Like, you can't do that. That's not championship ball. Fortunately, it was week one, and it was a long season. But obviously, we know, like, turnovers, you can't have it. You can't have it.
Yeah. Lamar, to me, is he's very dynamic, unique, fast. But the thing I've noticed throughout the years he's played, he's a one-read guy. If his first read isn't open, he takes off, and that's where panic sets in. So, and you can't just do that every time when you're going up against pretty good defenses. The Raiders, they got a good defense. Crosby's a legit defensive end, and so he added a lot of pressure. And to see the things that Lamar wasn't able to do in crucial times, they got up by a good amount of points early and midway through the game. So I thought it was easily going to be handled. And all of a sudden, it seemed like he just wasn't into it, 100% into it. And like, I'm going to get it back. And then all of a sudden, when the Raiders go down and they didn't give him the touchdown, he was like on the half yard line. And then they ended up getting the ball back. I see he's on the sideline. He's like, we got this. And it's like, I didn't see it in him like he wanted it bad enough. And so I know he's got talent. He just doesn't have that arm and accuracy to make those crucial passes. When you got – because they're going to lock those guys up one-on-one. There's going to be a lot of man coverage when you play against the Ravens because
for sure.
You go zones, you open up big gaps for Lamar to run through. You go man-to-man, you let everybody else, keep eyes on him, and you can play him better. But the Raiders, they played a good defense on him. And I think we're capable of doing the same thing with our secondary, and especially the way Chris Jones came alive in the second half. against Cleveland. So I think we got a good defense. We're going to have Tyrann Matthews back too. So I think we covered. I think we get the win.
Well,
I mean, you're going to go with your
I can't speak too much for the Raiders.
I can't argue that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to defend my boys.
Already.
All day. But yeah, it's gonna be good. We know Oakland, I will say this. Carr was really fucking good down the stretch. I was he was one of the ones that I was always like, I don't really know if he got it like that. Like under pressure, is he gonna be able to make throws with somebody in his face? Fourth quarter, you need a touchdown. You got to put a drive together. He's gonna be able to do it. And obviously he was able to do that a couple times. It was crazy, the red zone or the goal line stand that we had with the ball bouncing off, we pick and then we do nothing but fumble it, give it back to them, and they win. But I was just like, man, I don't know if this guy has turned the corner in that regard. Again, y'all division I think is tougher than you think, and I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like when I seen the game, and I was kind of in sparingly, like the first half of it. The second half, I really started watching it, like truly. And to be honest with you, when you start, like you was talking about the Raiders, you start looking at who they have as wide receivers and whatnot. I mean, Waller's going, he's going to eat. That's the guy that you got to double up. You just can't leave.
They threw it in 19 times.
19 times. Come on now, listen. If I'm sitting over here, he's not being the guy that's going to beat me, right? Put it on Renfro, Ruggs, and put it on them guys more so than anybody else.
Yeah.
So even Josh Jacobs.
I saw you see me, and I saw you. I don't think we have salt. I might be missing it, but I don't think we have salt. We just have some salt.
You start looking at like also too, man, like Ravens defense. I don't know if it was just kind of.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. Thank you.
We know they got a great defense. We know we got a great secondary. You know what I'm saying? In the pass rush,
we don't got a great pass rush.
Yeah, and that was, you know what I mean? Which is kind of new. It's, usually, the Ravens have a good pass rush. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of like one of the things you're going to get pressure on. But yeah, Lamar, the same thing toward the end of the game. Now, look, this is what I think actually where it changed. And they probably could have won the game. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Harbaugh bring the guy in to kick a field goal? Like they was kind of like conservative down at the end. Like, go ahead and score a touchdown. Like, to me, they looked like they weren't trying to, score a touchdown, right? Leave it in Tuck's hand, which I get, right? Tuck, one of the best,
safe move.
Absolutely. Instead of doing that, right, man, put it in Lamar's hand, get the yards, try to throw the football even more. Don't leave no ambiguity about it. You know what I'm saying? You score a touchdown, leave it on David Carter, try to, go 90 yards for it to beat you. Other than that, I think that was a bad play call. Coaching. That's my assessment. It was bad coaching in my, for real. I'm just like, why aren't they trying to go for the touchdown? Why not trying to score? I mean, you got time on the clock. So it ain't like you can't go ahead and try for to score. You got plenty of time for it, but don't leave no time on the clock. I don't care for who it is. Anybody. Carr's a good quarterback. I like Carr. I think he's a good quarterback. He's a little underrated. Everybody don't really think he's a good quarterback, man. I think he's all right. So that's why I think everything went wrong for them is playing conservative at the very end and not using arm leg like you should to try to win the game and get a touchdown.
Yeah. I feel that. Typically, they're the most aggressive team.
Yeah,
every game, like by far.
Right.
Fourth and 8, go.
Oh, yeah,
go for
right. Yeah, right.
You don't have shorts on, baby.
Mark, were you concerned at all about the right side of the line? Because I've seen a lot of like video clips of Crosby kind of working Villanueva during that game. Are you concerned at all about that side of the line?
I am. Villanueva he wasn't moving very well. And I actually watched it like a few times, like where I just focused in on that. But he looked kind of stiff, man. I know he's been around for a little bit. I don't know. I mean, maybe Crosby's in the top 5 pass rush in the NFL, hopefully. And then there's, 20, 26 other teams that he'll be okay. But yeah, no, it didn't look very good to me. He didn't look like he was moving particularly well. So I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, Crosby's legit. Every time we played, he's always added good pressure on us. So that's always come down to a last player for us against the Raiders. So I think we got 1-1 against them last year. So they're not a bad team. So I mean, I don't want to take that away from you, but because they lost to them, but still, I figured Baltimore was the better team. But Chucky's a good coach.
That. Like when you got guys like that, and y'all, I mean, you guys know, like when you have a great pass rusher in particular, that's literally just pretty much wrecking the game. Not necessarily getting sacks, but he's just causing so much disruption. From a scheme standpoint, offensively, what do you do? I mean, typically, like, hey, all right, we're gonna put a wing over there or whatever it is. Like, we're gonna make it a little bit more difficult for that guy to really tear us up. That didn't happen.
Yeah,
sadly.
But what? This is kind of going into, like we was talking last week, Mark. We was talking about tackles, right, and their technique. Villanueva has been on the left side, man. He's been on the left, with Pittsburgh, and now you put him on the right, man.
Help my man.
Yeah, man. Listen, help him out, right? I mean, it takes time to adjust. I said, man, look, when you've been playing left tackle for a long time, your hips just get tight. I mean, you just, your whole body, your technique, everything is just used to that left side,
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this: even Orlando Brown Jr. in the game with the Chiefs, he was having a difficult time being on the left side.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, he was getting tested a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of that is him switching from right over to the left.
Exciting news. Our podcast is partnering with PlayActionPools.com this season to bring some interactive fun to the sport we love most. You'll be able to get in on the action with our PlayActionPools.com Football Pick'em Challenge, which is open to everyone. Here's how it works. Sign up for our contest, Believe Football Pick'em, at PlayActionPools.com, and then get your picks in each week. We're going to select the 10 highest profile games of the week between NFL and college football. Whoever gets the most picks correct each week will win a pair of electric sunglasses and a pair of DC shoes. Again, go to PlayActionPools.com and sign up for the contest. Believe, BLEAV, Football Pick'em. And if you plan on hosting your own football contests, go to PlayActionPools.com. They've got Survivor, Pick'em, as well as cool sportsbook style concept called Build Your Bankroll. PlayActionPools.com, your new home for all your office sports pools. And I got to tell you, their interface is fantastic.
People understand, man, how big of a deal that really is. They can just, you a tackle, you could play left or right. No. If I've been playing right tackle for a long, for these past 4 or 5 years, it's going to take me some time to learn this left tackle and learn how to be out in space with these guys. You know what I'm saying?
That kick, that footwork, now you become like being a southpaw now.
There you go. Exactly.
Switch feet.
That's it. 100%. 100%.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Bro.
So, the tackle, man, is different. It's different. So, yeah, he was getting handled, man. He just different side for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we capitalize on that with Chris Jones this week, or Frank Clark, whoever's going to be on that side. I think that'd be
You guys got Chris Jones playing outside a lot more.
Okay.
He's an animal. I love.
Oh yeah.
I love playing with that guy on Madden. To be honest.
He's that's why they got him right behind Aaron Donald.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, he's freaky. Very.
So, our next concern is obviously as we're going to Game 4 of the Mahomes versus Lamar series. Chiefs are 3-0 against Lamar at the time of Patrick versus Lamar. My question is to you guys: who has the bigger edge, I guess, going into this game? If you look at the whole, memes have come out since Mahomes has beaten him 3 times. There's been pictures of, Mahomes and his wife holding up the picture of their kid, but they have Lamar's face on it. A lot of memes like that have come up since Andy Reid 6-1 against Baltimore in his career. Yeah. But Baltimore's lost an emotional game, coming off of a short week, traveling back across the United States. I mean, there's a lot of things, but they're playing at home. So, I mean, who has the bigger edge going into this one?
I mean, obviously, I would say the Chiefs have. You know, you come off a big win against a good Cleveland team. Good comeback also. And you're going in knowing that you have the upper hand on the team that you've beaten the last 2 times you played. So, I would assume that the Ravens and Lamar don't want to go 0-2 to start the season out. They weren't looking forward to that. So to say that they're not going to be ready, I would go in unprepared or go in too excited. But I think that we do have the edge just because we've beaten them the last few times over the years. And plus, we're still in September, and I don't think that Mahomes has lost a game in September. So that's also another good thing to look forward to. And we get Tyrann Matthews back. So, and I don't know if we're going to have Frank Clark or not, but
today.
Gotcha. So we'll have some key pieces back to add to that. And hopefully for me, there's been a lot of chatter. I know you've asked a lot of times about us adding another receiver. I still like our core receivers, man. And I looked at the stats today. Well, not even today, but yesterday. McCole was only targeted 3 times. Robinson twice, Pringle twice. So it's not like the guys are given opportunities to go out and just put them to display themselves. We have a dominant trio: Hill, Kelsey, and Mahomes. And Patrick has the utmost confidence in those 2 guys to where he knows they're going to make the play that he needs them to make. So his drop back, or hey, I'm looking at one of those 2 guys first. And if not, then I can check off to one of the other guys, or I just have to make a run and get it. So it's not like those guys can't live up to what Sammy Watkins was doing right now. They're just not given the opportunity. And so I don't want to urge people to just, get off the notion of saying that we need another veteran receiver, because I think that the receivers that we do have, even when we're watching the highlights, a lot of the guys are open. Again, Mahomes just goes to Kelsey or Hill first. Even when he made that long pass, he made another pass that he threw to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek had to grab the guy's jersey to keep him from catching it. But again, the reason you do that is because you believe in what Tyreek's going to do. I'd rather, commit the pass interference penalty instead of letting this guy get an interception. So, yeah, I know what my receiver is going to do, as opposed to I still don't have that utmost confidence in what you guys are going to do yet. So it's not like I don't believe in you guys. It's just right now my 2 key pieces are Hill and Kelsey. And so I just want to, get off that notion that people keep saying we need another receiver, because I think it hurts the confidence of the guys that we have. But again, going into it, having that edge, I think it's mainly because of everything that I said earlier. And I just think that with Baltimore letting the air out of the tank out in Oakland when you had the game won, and also dropping the ball at the end, you had many opportunities. Y'all had many opportunities to win that game, and you didn't. So I just think that going into it, I think the spread is a little bit smaller than what it should be. That's me.
Yeah, I do not disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I think they definitely got the edge. Obviously, we know the record. The history is what it is. But on top of that, the win that y'all got this week was probably, that's one of maybe 2 or 3 really tough games that y'all have this season. And to be able to come back and pull it out, just the composure that what that does for a locker room. And on top of the fact, we was in the Super Bowl last year, but that, and then I think Baltimore has a lot of pressure right now with everything, and they say don't read the news clippings and so on and so forth, but I think it's in there, bro. I think it's in there. I think they know that kind of some aspects of their offensive game has to change a little bit, and they're seeing now that they don't have the ability to just rush 4 guys and cover on the back end, which is a lot of times what you have to do versus a Kansas City Chiefs, a Pat Mahomes squad. And as good, you blitz them, is going to be death by 1,000 stabs. It's going to be tough. And so
the worst part about blitzing is you can't double team both of our top guys. You can't double Kelsey and you can't double Tyreek Hill. So what's the point of you blitzing?
And a lot of times it's zone in the back end. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, which is even worse for the most part because they find holes. They have great feel for the game, and Patty can just see shit. Just can. And so no, I mean, you guys do y'all have the upper hand. Like you got the upper hand.
I tell you what, I think the Chiefs definitely got the upper hand, no doubt about it. And I'm gonna kind of talk about your point that you was making about his rapport with Tyreek and with Kelsey, right? And sometimes, man, when you have these guys who's been dynamic these past few years, the way that they're able to run routes and, like you said, get open, Mark, is it's a feel for each other. We seen one where he threw one to Robinson in the end zone, and Patrick's like, man, come back to the ball. Shit, Robinson a couple of weeks ago was just trying to make the team. You know what I mean? So, like that innovation and ingenuity, he doesn't quite have yet. That, you know, just to kind of try something, right? You know how it is. That comes to say, hey, man, like, what was you thinking? What was you thinking?
Yep.
Like, you had him here.
Yep.
Yeah. You got to come back to the football. Right.
Yep. Exactly.
So a lot of that is just that feel for the game, like he was talking about. Tyreek and Travis got a great feel for the game. They done played a lot of games they've been really good at. So, you know,
really
we do it. Shoot, you could jump up in the air. You could throw the ball to Tyreek and know he's going to be there for you, right? You know, I seen a meme somebody put up said, Patrick threw the ball, said Tyreek's down there somewhere, right? He just threw it up there. He's like, he's down there somewhere. So I know he's going to come up. If my guy against your guy, my Joe against your Joe, my Joe going to win every time. So it's good to have, man, that security blanket. But I think Baltimore, man, they definitely going to be ready. You know, we're talking about like living in somebody's head rent free. I think Patrick's like that right now, man, with Lamar. You know what I mean? Seriously, I really do.
That's good.
Yeah, man. I think he's there with it. So maybe the key for Baltimore, and I'm just saying is, you're gonna have to apply the pressure as much as possible, right? You can't take the gas off at no time, no chance. I mean, it's got to be attack mode the entire time, offensively and defensively, especially against Kansas City, right? I mean, at least to have the game. So I mean, that's
you gotta go down swinging.
You have to. So like you said, man, look, you coming back home, man. You hearing all the stuff that how'd you lose this game out here? You know, Lamar fumbling the football.
Yeah,
he's seen all of that. We know that,
of course.
Right? There's no way you're gonna get away from it. Shoot, one of your boys and say, man, you see what they said about you in the paper? Like, oh man, I want to hear about that. So. So your mama might even tell you, like, man, why are they talking about you like that? Like, mama, please don't say that.
Yeah, not that press. You need to be a better passer press.
Oh yeah,
To me, like that part, and so you know the pressure of whether it's man, we got to get over that hump. Maybe it is through the air.
Yeah,
but are we going to go into forcing somebody to do something that, if he's throwing it 25 to 35 times, like, I don't know. That's not in our best interest if we want to win ball games consistently as we have been doing.
Right. And you don't have the running backs like you used to in the past. You know, having those guys in there too helps out a whole lot. Right. So that way
and pass protection.
That pass protection. No
to me, I don't think we're gonna not get yards in the run game, even with the guys we got. Like, I think those guys are very capable.
Yeah.
I also see why running backs are not getting paid as much, especially if they're not, pass catchers, really good pass catchers on top of being a running back. Right. I think the value of running back has gone down. I think this is the other night just kind of showed, like, yo, kid, we don't even know this guy. I don't even know where the kid comes from.
Yeah.
Murray.
And who's the other kid that went like 9 for 96? 9 for 96. Yeah, like that was. I mean, he had a day. Yeah. But whatever the scheme was, created a crease. He saw the crease. He hit it, and a lot of it was just sticking to like whatever that scheme was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see.
Man, who is the OC out there in Baltimore? Who's the offense coordinator?
Greg Roman. G-Ro.
Okay.
Yeah, he was up in he had Kaepernick. He was in San Fran when they was just killing it with Cap when they went to Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they're running a lot of that, obviously.
Right.
Similar offense. Yeah.
Yeah. As they should. Yep. Right.
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly. You got, a whole nother level of cap. Crazy.
But yeah.
I like to see, man, and I'm just gonna say from the Chiefs side, man, I like to see some other receivers get out. We have Pringle, Robinson, some of these guys that kind of made the team that was hungry. Fountain, bring Fountain out there. You know what I mean? Let's see what he can do. I told you, man, he ran a route. He's running around.
But what's the point though, JD? What are you bringing him for?
Okay, so he's been in the league. I think Fountain's been in the league about 3 years, 3-4 years, because he was in Indianapolis. Yeah. My thing is this. Maybe he's a guy that will bring a little spark besides having Tyreek and something else, right? Or putting pressure. Sometimes you need pressure on guys, right? Guys think like, oh, whew, I made a team. Now I'll be able to come in like Pringle or something like that. They're like, look, let this guy play. Let him. Did you
watch the game though? Did you watch?
I did. I watched it. I watched the game. I did.
And so what mistakes did you see that Pringle and Robinson and Nicole have?
They didn't, like, when I was sitting there saying, like, Patrick, he's expecting something else out of the play. And so when he's sitting there expecting, like, man, you need to come back to the football. Like,
I get that, JD. I get that. Majority of the game, I watched Pat drop back. Pat's keying in on where he's going with that ball. It's quick. Okay. It's right on the mark. Mm-hmm. Majority of the time, even when the passes that he threw to Robinson going across, it was, hey, you're my guy. You're going underneath. That's where I'm going. Mm-hmm. Nicole, you're my guy going outside. That's where I'm going. Tariq, everything else, Kelsey, everything else. It's like the rest of the guys, they know where that ball's going. And Patrick does also. Now, that's when what do you call the stuff? You just make it up on the fly?
Yeah.
That's when they know Patrick's going to scramble. So basically now we got to make a move and get open now.
Okay. So
other than that, when they drop back when they go out for routes, every single time, Patrick is keying in on where he's going, but it comes out so quick and it's so precise. He's good with it. So where our two guys are going to be open no matter what. They've always have been open.
Right.
It's hard to stop Tariq. It's hard to stop Kelsey.
Okay, I'll say this, right? I'm saying, when you come out quarterback, you have pre-snap read, okay? You're making adjustments and you're seeing as far as like what the defense is going to give you. We know this. Secondaries, with NFL defenses, they're going to run combination things and make sure that they have what they're going to do too. I think with some guys, I'm looking for a guy to step up who runs great routes. And sometimes, like every single year, there's always a guy that steps up like you never seen before. Like, who is this guy? Sometimes that guy's just a hungry guy who's sitting there saying, like, look, if these guys right here ain't gonna do it or get it done, I'll be that guy. Like, look,
my thing right with those guys is basically the awareness. So the thing that Sammy Watkins was really good with, when Sammy catches the ball, he's great with possession. Sammy knows where the yard mark is at, so he's going to get the first down. These guys, they're not there yet.
That's my point, E. That's
okay.
Exactly what I'm talking. Thank you. You made my point for me. But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. So you get a guy like Fountain who has played in the league for a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years, right? Who is hungry, who is sitting there saying, look, I could be that guy to find the hole, get the first down. I ain't got nothing to lose. I just made the team, right? So let me eat right now. Let me go out here and show you what I can do, right? Preseason was one thing. Now I don't want to hear trying to make a name for myself. All I'm saying is competition is good. It's great, especially wide receiver.
It is good.
Yeah. Every guy that's sitting there saying, like, look, this guy right here ain't doing it. Look, and we know it. Look, when you get in the meeting room, we understand the meeting room. They going through every single thing that you did. We know this. Look, your technique, how you block, how you came out of your break. If you're running a crossing route, Mark, you ought to get open. If you're running an out route, you ought to get open.
Mark, who was your receiving core at Baltimore?
So I was there as me, Mays, and then we had between DeVar Darling and then Demetrius Williams, who came in here and there, and then we brought Kelly.
But for the most part, it was you, Mason, and who? Who's your third receiver?
Demetrius Williams, and then Kelly Washington. Depending on the years.
So, but going into a game, if you were targeted 2 times, just targeted, only had 2 balls come your way, an entire game, you're not a big part of the package. Mentally, you're like there.
Yeah.
You're doing your part.
Yeah, you're gonna do your thing. Yeah, you're gonna run, run your route. You're gonna do what you do, and that's it.
But for the most part, you're like, fuck, this ball is going over here.
Oh yeah,
but I'm gonna still do my part to get over.
I'm gonna still do my part because I'm a pro.
So it's hard, man.
I'm gonna be a pro.
I look at the stat sheet, and it's like McCole Hardman had 3 balls thrown his way. He caught all 3.
That's hard, bro. That's tough. Though.
Robinson only had 2. Pringle only had 2, and they caught every ball that went to them. But when you only targeted that many times, it doesn't give you an opportunity to display yourself, to show yourself.
So what,
not at all.
So you may say to you, okay, I'm gonna say it with Mark, right? Okay, I'm gonna say this. So when you may not be in the scheme of the game, your coach is gonna say, look, Tyreek's gonna be double at most of the time. So you need to be ready, right? You're gonna play your part, but also too, be ready. Shoot, you may catch 4 or 5 balls this game. But the thing is, you got to be necessarily ready. McCole got 3 balls a game, right? I get it. But also too,
not just 3 catches, Jason, 3 thrown at him.
3 attempts, bro.
Okay.
Right. It's the attempt. Like at the end of the day, bro. If it's not coming your way, it's depressing over time. And it's you get into the all right. I'm sure we can go cut the film on and watch some guys be wide the fuck open. But it don't even matter because you know who it is. Like you know what it is, you know where it's going. You just know. And that's just it. Like there's nothing you can do about it, to be honest. Like
exactly. So I can get
but continue to be open.
If you got 3 catches for 18 yards and you got like 8 balls thrown your way, okay, man, something's wrong here.
That's a whole nother ball game.
But if you got 3 catches thrown your way, you got 3 catches in 18 yards. You've been targeted 3 times an entire game of 58 passes.
That's right.
So
he could have been open on 12 of them. We don't know. We would have to watch the film, and he could very well have been open.
So what I'm saying is this. So if you only getting targeted 3 times, and one of them's in the red zone, okay, and the quarterback's like, well, why don't you come back to the football? Those 3 times you got to be dynamic. You can't even be like, oh shoot, like I didn't.
I'm not saying he isn't though, Jason. I'm not going through that. But I'm gonna take a screenshot and send you all the pass attempts.
So like this.
So E, it's like this. So let's just say he catches, one of the balls in the end zone on the 3 times. Do you think that Patrick will start having a little bit more confidence in the guys around him, where he feels like?
Nope, they don't got nothing to do with that.
At all.
Just like Waller had 19 attempts. I get there was a number of time, like volume, creates trust. Period. Right. And there's going to be error. There's going to be drops. There's going to be misses. There's going to be missed throws. There's going to be misunderstanding. But only when there's volume, like where you going to get the numbers that reflect. Oh, we got a solid number 2, whatever it is. But he had it got.
So that's my thing. That's exactly what you're saying.
And he got to mess it up.
Every team that plays the Raiders, they already know who's going to be the number 1 targeted guy. Waller.
Period.
I don't care if it's okay, JD.
So you saying that? Hold on. So you saying that, right? If he's the number 1 targeted guy, right, and teams know this, so now they're going to start double teaming Waller and make sure he doesn't beat you. So the thing is, as a coach, I'm not going to keep throwing the Waller when he's double and triple team, right?
They did it the last game. They did it every game last year.
Absolutely. Yes, they did.
Okay, so all right. So now Waller, right, who's not sneaking up.
I was looking at
I'm gonna let the other guys. Other guys need to be thinking right here. Renfro,
taste any 6 beers they have.
Runs and all those guys sitting there saying like, man, we had more opportunities because I'm making plays. Them guys didn't make plays all last week.
And what it does, Jason, it's going to leave opportunity for who was number 7 for the Raiders to catch the winning touchdown.
Yeah.
So at some point, McCole, Robinson, and Pringle, they're going to have a breakout game. Everybody's harping on what they're not doing. They're going to have that big play.
Yep.
Your targets are your targets for a reason.
Yep.
Kelsey's going to be our main target. Tariq's going to be our main target. at some point.
Yeah, I'm not saying these guys going, but I'm not saying what I'm saying is that these guys, all right, when they do have the opportunity, they got to be able to make the play. So yeah,
but it's game one.
What?
We're still in game one, and we're talking about what we need extra.
No, I'm just look. It's game one. Look, I like the guys we got in the room. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: the guys that have the opportunity to make the play, like when Patrick Mahomes is telling you, you got a job. Like if you almost about to get one in the end zone. Matter of fact, you like this far apart from it, and Patrick's expecting you to come back to the football. He's not going to have the confidence to come back to you. I mean, that's just natural as a quarterback. I mean, shit. I mean, that's how it goes. So why would I sit here and now I got to force Tyreek a ball? I got to force Kelsey a ball because
I trust him, huh?
It's a trust factor. That's it. It's a trust factor. If a guy's
okay, so you go the same thing with the Raiders game. When Derek Carr threw that interception at the end, it wasn't to Waller. It was to one of the other guys.
Right.
And then it goes to the last play of the game. He throws to number 7. Number 7 wins
another
the game.
guy.
Yeah. Right. Another guy.
Because you got all these other key players that are.
So Mark and Eric, y'all don't think that all of a sudden the dude catches one at the end of the game, he ain't gonna come to it now. He's like, well, you only gonna get 3 the next week. Shit, if this dude he's scoring.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
He may very well. He might get one thrown his way next week.
True. I just think the guys need to be targeted a little bit more, because then if they're targeted a little bit more, you really can't double team Kelsey and Tyreek Hill.
Okay, I think I'm saying the same. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing. I agree with you. I think that the guys need to be targeted more. That's what I'm saying. My thing is when your number is called, look, you got to be able to catch the football, and that's part of rapport and trust. That's what that is. And so we're saying, yes, week 1, but look, Patrick had them last year too. He had these guys last year.
Yeah.
But we also know, JD, that a quarterback will say that in the game because he might have made a bad throw. I need you to come forward to get that. That was my bad on the throw, but I need you to try to come forward to get that.
Right.
Patrick isn't perfect. Patrick, I've never seen Patrick look good.
Look.
Yeah, that's right.
So no, that guy.
That's right.
Patrick's the closest.
Look, I know the route.
Patrick is the closest thing to God.
You know what I'm saying? Look, I played tight end. I know the route tree. I know the route. So
I get that. I get that. But what I'm saying,
when I see one,
he's gonna make some bad passes though.
He is, but I know a bad route when I see one. He got it. Shoot, it's supposed to be.
Oh, it was a bad route. So you seen this one play?
Yeah,
I see. I'm talking
out of 58.
No. I'm talking about. Look, we talking about.
Keep coming back to the one play.
I'm talking about the 3 plays that he's talking about. I seen the one that he should have came back. That he's like, yo, that's a touchdown for you if you catch it. It's a pylon throw.
Right.
Mark, it was a pylon throw.
That's right. Okay, that's right.
I get that. It's a pylon catch.
Drive back, toes, boom. Money in the bank. Show you what you think.
He's telling you. That's a pylon catch. What you doing? Right.
Right. So he got that in the bank. Right. Those experiences happened with Tyreek and with Trav.
Yes.
You have to go through that stuff to get to the good stuff.
I'm with you, Mark. My thing is like I want to give his first game of the season, and I got a good buddy on Twitter right now. That was one of his main comments was he didn't think we should go out and get Josh Gordon because he's available now.
Oh hell no.
Wait. He was just saying, but he thinks that we should add a veteran receiver. And my thing is like it's the first game of the season. Right. Those other guys weren't even targeted. You know, they were thrown at.
You don't know.
5 times. 5 out of 58 plays.
That's
so
crazy.
give them.
Yeah, you gotta give them. You gotta give it. I get it.
God. Yeah. So I don't care if you targeted 5 times. Them 5 better be perfect.
No, see, that sucks. I'm telling you.
Hey, you know what,
sucks, bro? No,
Mark,
because just like Mahomes,
sucks, but it's the NFL, though, right? It sucks, but it's NFL. Like you play.
It is.
That's what it is. You play.
It is. You are right. You are right. It is, but it sucks in this. I can guarantee you, out of those 58 attempts, there were some times when those guys ran routes and they were open.
I'm sure.
And it didn't come.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure they were.
Period.
I'm not talking about that.
That's why they're gonna. But I'm saying that's why they're gonna be there. I know you're not. Obviously, you're not. But that's why they're gonna.
What are you talking about, Mark? What are you talking about?
He talking about that one play when he said, "Hey, you got to come back, dog." Hey, big dog.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. That's the one. That's the one that's gonna sit in Patrick's head and sit there and say, "This guy right here."
Oh my God!
You ain't coming.
You know how many times he had to tell Tyreek, "Hey, you got to come back to the ball, bro."
Exactly.
Hey, Trav, hey, come back on that one. Hey, all right, when I do this, do that. Right, bro. That experience of fucking up leads to what they got today. They didn't do it much because they have great schemes.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, but it when it does happen, they learn from it. And that kid, I guarantee you, he learned from it. And the next time, guess what? I bet he come back. I bet he come back, and then Pat say, "Hey, you didn't have to come back on that." He'll be like, "Oh, you didn't have to come back on that one. You could just have to stay where you're."
Yeah.
But you gotta. That's how it works. That's how you grow. Like that's the only way to grow.
Right.
And that makes it tough to stay in the league for guys that are not the guy or a draft pick. That makes it really tough because your margin for error is very slim. You don't have room for error, and you're not that great, and you don't have room for error. That's why your career in the NFL is short often for most.
Yeah.
Right.
It sucks, but that's
sucks.
life.
Hey, look, it sucks, right? You ain't gonna look. Everybody ain't gonna be the guy. All right. Everybody ain't gonna be the guy. I'm not saying that. Right. You're not. We ain't looking to have another Tyreek. We ain't looking to have another Kelsey. All I'm saying is when the guys have the opportunity, you got to be there for it, right? If you don't, you're gonna get replaced. And that's what he's talking about. Look, you be out the door. Look, we done seen it plenty of times. I done played league 12 years. I done seen guys.
What's the point you getting at then, JD?
No, my point I was making. I think it's what we're missing.
What that point?
I think we're missing the entire point. We're just arguing over silliness. But
no. What's the point? We're not missing the point.
Okay, so my point was this. My point is when these guys that do have these opportunities to make plays, they should be able to make them. And if they don't make them, right, this is the time that everybody start talking about bringing a veteran guy in. But the thing is, if I got a guy who is hungry, who's sitting there saying, like, this guy's got 3 opportunities or 4, why don't this competition comes in? How come it's not me? How come I'm not the one getting the 4 opportunities? Because if I get my 4 opportunities to catch the football, I'm gonna make them. As a matter of fact, if I make those 4, all right, Patrick's gonna come to me 6 times next time. That's what I'm talking about. It's a growth factor, trust factor. That's what I'm talking. That's the whole point I'm making. I'm not saying like abandon these guys right now, but the thing is, if a quarterback has an expectation, just like your wide receiver coach has an expectation, just like your cornerback has an expectation, right? You're supposed to meet and exceed what your expectation is. If you're not meeting it, then you get out of there. That's that simple.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So you're saying bring a veteran in that has a better feel for the game, period. That's what you're saying.
I think that's what E said. Your boy was talking about, right? E, that's what you were saying. Your boy was saying that.
But this your point too, JD, right? Like this not your point.
No, I'll say I said they got a guy in there who's been in the league for like 3 years already that's been hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But basically the same thing.
Yeah. Who made the squad?
Exactly.
No,
right.
I mean, but
Put
he's
a bet
already
in the
there.
game.
No, he's in the house. Right. He's in the house. Right. He's there. He's in the house. Right. But he's part of the squad. So I don't have to go to the street. I ain't got to go on the waiver wire. You know what I'm saying? He's in the meet. He's in the meet right here.
Right. And so when he goes in and he messes up and something happens and it ain't great or whatever, then what?
Then that's when you got to look down the road like, look, what we had to do then, right? But let's say he comes in for those 4 play mark, those 4 plays he comes in, he catches every 4, right? Then he goes up to 6. How about we talk like look, I'm optimistic, right, about these things. He comes in, he balls out. He gets 4 things. Matter of fact, now all of a sudden you got another thing you had to worry about. He's getting 5 balls a game. Tyreek's still getting his 8 to 10, whatever it is, right? But he's another playmaker on the team. That's it. Bottom line. Yeah.
Okay. I think Buddy had 3 attempts, 3 catches, right? Or 3 catches.
Yeah.
That's Harmon he's talking about. I was talking about the one to Robinson. That was the guy I was talking about. So
I got you. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know a lot of teams right now. I don't know of any teams right now in the NFL that have more than 3 receivers. I'm including a tight end.
Oh.
So because at some point one guy is going to demand the ball. It's just like that's the problem with Cleveland to me, is that when you got Landry and you got Beckham and you got the new young guy that came in that they balled out, and all of a sudden Beckham's attempts, targets are down. So now he's wanting more passes because he's wanting more yardage. So like, I don't want that. I don't want somebody coming in like, okay, I need this many attempts thrown at me per game. I gotta have this. No, we got 2 guys that we're tuned into. Kelsey Hill. We're not messing that up for nobody. It hasn't been stopped in the years, and it's our bread and butter. So whatever Pringle, Robinson, and Hardman have to do, continue doing what you're doing. When that ball comes, you just be ready. You make the play. My thing is be more aware of field placement. When there's a first down right here, you make sure you get to that first down marker. We get the big play. That was the one thing that
Robinson did that.
Yes.
It was that third long play where he like danced around right by the pylon.
Exactly.
Oh, so just dive, bro. Just dive.
Yeah.
Dive.
But that's something that's something you watch on film and you say, hey, look, we need this first down. Don't be dancing. You get up the field, get the first down. Don't run out of bounds when there's a yard when you're a yard toward the first down mark. I think that was
I remember
one of those.
Look at it. So, I remember one play.
So Sammy Watkins was more aware, field awareness to where first down market, I'm gonna catch it here. If I don't catch it there, I'm getting upfield for the first down. That's what
because
these
of his
guys,
experience.
That's the experience they need. Yeah, that's all I get to.
Yeah. Yo, one year, freshman in college, sophomore. Mark Mangino was the OC.
Yeah.
3rd and 6. I caught a ball, 6 yards, but I go dancing. I get tackled at 5. We don't get it. I got to go to the sideline. Oh my God. I heard him from the sideline on the field. I heard him. I get closer, it gets louder, and bro, he cussed my ass out. Like, no, it was the worst that I had in college football. Period. But it was a part of growing that understanding, the IQ for the game and awareness. It helped my awareness straight up. I know now. 3rd and 6, boom, we're gonna run this 8 yards. Actually, I'm just gonna catch it at the first down if I want to do so. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm just like those young guys have to go through that experience. That was really good for him and Pat to have that communication, and it will pay off later in the season at some point.
Exactly. That's my thing.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and a good thing last year we played the Ravens. Hardman had a big game. Yeah, look at the stats. Where he had 4 for 81 and a touchdown last year against the Ravens. So
yeah, I remember. I was at that game. It was tough. Oh God, it was tough.
And actually, that was probably one of the few games last year where Kelsey didn't have a touchdown because Hardman, Sherman, and Fisher were the 4 touchdowns they caught in that game.
Want some water?
Fisher, how about that? Like what? You gotta be, what? Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was cool. It was fun to watch. They're fun. KC, they are fun to watch. If you just love football and you're into, especially touchdowns and just creativeness and then explosiveness and speed and crazy throw, they're fun to watch, man. They're just freaking fun to watch.
Well, since you're talking about KC and the score and stuff, but I do know you did bet on Baltimore. Our last segment is the predictions. Chiefs are currently a 3.5-point favorite. I know you in your bet with E, you're picking the Ravens. But what is your score prediction? Who do you think is going to win this game?
I'm gonna go 29-28 Ravens.
Okay. So you know I gotta go back to what I was doing last year. I'm gonna go 33-25.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I'm going 28-24.
Ooh.
Chiefs?
Yeah. Come on, yeah. Chiefs.
Yeah, you see it.
All right, guys.
Wait, what's your score? What's your prediction, bro?
My score, I think Chiefs win 31-24.
I'm looking forward to
it, man.
Yeah.
I got to take it off.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on,
tonight, Mark. Appreciate you coming on.
For sure. Appreciate it. Hey, cheers, fella.
Yeah, good talking to you, man. Cheers, man.
Absolutely.
All right, that does it for us. Thanks for tuning in to Chief Concerns presented by BetOnline. As always, if anyone in Chiefs Kingdom has any Chief Concerns for these guys, please tweet at us at @ConcernsChief, and please subscribe and follow Chief Concerns on YouTube, the Believe Podcast Network, or any place podcasts can be found. And if anyone wants to be a guest on our show, just drop us a DM or email us at chiefconcerns@yahoo.com. We'll see you guys next week, and let's hope the Chiefs get another victory. And let's keep rocking it.